Hello my conscious queens, welcome back to another video. To my new subscribers, hello and welcome. I'm so happy to have you here today with me. Today I wanted to talk about being unmarried and pregnant, and now you are scared and you are confused and you don't know what to do. I've been there. I know exactly what you are talking about, and I was actually inspired to make this video because somebody close to me recently came to me and said, you know what, I'm pregnant and I don't know what to do and I'm freaking out. And it took me back to when I was pregnant with my daughter and what I had to go through and all of the feelings that I was feeling and all of the emotions and everything that just, came at me. And I didn't know what to do with myself. I was just beside myself. So I'll get a little bit into, my story. But I firstly just wanted to say, I'm not in this video, I'm not going to be telling you what to do. You ultimately need to make your own decision and do your own thing based on what is right and what is going to be working for you. I'm just here to share my knowledge, my experience on this topic, and maybe that can help you in some way, because maybe I will give you insight on something that you never thought of, or I will give you a perspective, a new perspective that you can consider. Okay, ultimately, I'm here to help you. I'm here to motivate you. I'm here to encourage you. I'm here to inspire you. I'm never here to put anyone down. I'm not here to bash women, to put women down, to judge women, to criticize women. That is not my role. That is not my purpose. I'm here only for love, light, and upliftment. Okay, so yeah, let's get into what I think about the situation. Firstly, you need to do what you want to do. I know you're going to have a lot of people coming at you. Baby daddy, your parents, especially if you are going to be shunned now that you are unmarried and pregnant. What is my family going to think of me? What is my friends going to think of me? I'm now an outcast. I'm now a black sheep. People are going to hate on me. People are not going to understand. I'm now, I know. I've been there. You're going to be the outcast, you're going to be the black sheep, you are going to be hated on, people are going to call you names, they're going to slut shame you, whatever it is they're going to do, they're going to do it. And this is the first thing. I need you to sit down and in a quiet space, alone by yourself, preferably if you can meditate on it just a little bit, 20 minutes, 30 minutes if you can. Make the time to do this, because this is going to affect the rest of your life. The decision you are going to make now is going to affect the rest of your life and the rest of this child's life. Okay, so you need to make the time to do this. The first thing you need to do is think about, what do you want? Forget about what your family is telling you to do. Forget about what your friends are telling you to do. Forget about everyone. Preferably, you shouldn't even be telling anyone that you are pregnant until you are ready to reveal this to whoever and whenever in your own time. So I hope that you haven't told anyone about this, but if you have told someone about it and now they are all in your ears and in your head about what you should do, clear that out of your mind and think about what you want. Okay, what do you want? What do you want for your life? Do you want to be a single mother? Do you want to be a mother at your age? Whatever age that may be, you might be 15, you might be 16, you might be 21. I don't know. Okay, in my case, I was 24. So what do you want? Do you want to have a child? Do you want that? Okay, think about what you want, and don't think about, I want this child, but I don't want this child because. Don't think about reasons right now. Just simply list, what do you want? I want this child. I want a happy family. I want to marry the dad. Whatever you want. Think about what you want and write it down. Okay, so think about what you want. I know it's difficult, sometimes we've got people in our ears saying things that we shouldn't be hearing and we don't need to hear. Okay, so just clear all of that out of your mind and think about what it is that you want. Now that you've listed everything that you want, you need to think about the consequences for each of that decisions. So if you've listed, I want this child, I want to marry the dad, whatever it is, list the consequences for each decision that you are going to take. So if you are going to decide, for example, and again, I'm not promoting anything and I'm not promoting anything. I'm not saying what you should and shouldn't do. I'm just giving you all the options and telling you, frankly, what I done. You know, in my experience, this is what I have done. So you list all of the things that you want, then you list the consequences for each decision. So if you are listing, I want to have the child, what is the consequence of that? Okay, consequences would be, I don't really have a job right now, so I need to get a job so I can provide. I need to marry the dad if that is something that I want to do. Again, don't think about what your family wants, because your family is going to pressure you into doing things that you don't want to do, and then you need to sit holding the baby, literally. Okay, this is your life and your decisions to make. They can say what they want, they can do what they want, but at the end of the day, you go back to your own life by yourself. You deal with your own consequences of your own decisions by yourself. It doesn't matter what they say to you, how they're going to support you, what they're going to do. Everyone at the end of the day has their own agendas for telling you and wanting you to do specific things. The only person you can listen to without any bias is yourself. Listen to your gut. Listen to yourself. Put your hands on your womb space, on your tummy, on your womb space. Put your hands there, close your eyes, and feel what your body is telling you. What is right for you to do? What are you doing? Hello. So list the consequences of each of your decisions, because now you'll be able to cross out the things that you don't want to deal with, consequences you don't want to have. For example, if you know that the father of the child is not the best type of person, do you seriously want to marry this man? You know, if he's not treating you well, if the child was obviously an accident, because we're talking about an unplanned pregnancy here, you know, list all of the consequences, as hard as it is going to be to face the consequences of each of your decisions. This is what you need to do to have a clear mind, to think logically, okay? And I know it's difficult. I know you've got hormones flooding through your body. I know you've got all of these, you know, emotions flooding through you, and you're fearing for yourself. You're fearing for your child's life. I know it's difficult. I've been there, you know, but it's necessary for you to do this step, because if you don't do this step, you will be always wondering, should I have done that? What if I did this? You know, and then by then it will be too late. So you need to seriously consider what you want to be doing and the consequences of each of those actions. The next thing you need to consider is the value and the caliber of the man that has fathered this child. Okay. Oh, and I know this is a tough pill to swallow, because till today I am dealing with a low value man because I chose to have my child. And I'm not blaming him, I'm not blaming myself, I'm not blaming anyone, because I know that every decision and choice I made in my life was because I needed to learn something and I needed to grow in some way. So I'm not blaming anyone. I'm in fact very grateful and, you know, thankful for all of my experiences in my life. But I know for a fact that I'm having to deal with this low value man because I chose to have a child with him. And whether he changes his life and he grows up and he becomes, you know, a better person, that's on him. It's nothing to do with me. But this is something you need to consider. You will have to deal with this man for the rest of your life. Or he's going to be a deadbeat dad, run out of the situation and leave you holding the baby. You're going to have to take care of this child financially. You're going to have to do what you have to do and be a single mother. So you need to consider that. What kind of a man is he? What is his upbringing? What is he bringing to the table in terms of finances? In terms of everything? In terms of taking care of you? Is he going to give you a house? Is he going to take care of you now financially? Do you still have to go to work? You know, what are the things that he's bringing to the table to make your life in this situation easier? And that's going to be making your child's life easier in the future. The next thing you need to consider, and this might be a tough one also, is what kind of life are you going to be offering to this child? Do you have a place to stay? Are you dependent on other people for income? Or are you self-sufficient? What kind of a life is this child going to be living? Do you live a good life? You currently, do you live a good life, or are you struggling? Are you struggling financially? Do you not live in a decent neighborhood? Do you not have a good family or supportive family structure or friends or whatever, you know? Do you have food to eat in your house every day? Is your health, do you have good health? You need to consider all of these things, because this will affect the life of this child. It will affect how this child is brought up. It will affect what you are going to be offering and bringing to the table in terms of this child's well-being. That is important. You know, I needed to consider, for example, where am I going to give birth? Here where I'm from, we don't have good government healthcare. So if I went to a government hospital to have my child, it would have been a nightmare. I actually went and had a tour, not a tour really. I had to go and get blood tests done in this government hospital, and it was a nightmare. It was disgusting. It was dirty. Women were screaming and shouting. In the maternity ward, women were walking around with blood running down their legs. It was a nightmare. It scared me, and I was 8 months pregnant at this time, heavily pregnant at this time, and I was freaking out because I still hadn't decided or made a booking in where I'm going to be going to have my child. And I was wanting to go private, but it was going to cost so much money, and I was thinking of alternatives, and I was just not in the right space of mind because things were going wrong according to how I wanted it to be. You know, again, when you're dealing with a low value man and he decides, well, I'm going to spend money on rims for my car instead of putting you up in a good hospital, you're going to be dealing with this kind of thing. And that's exactly what I dealt with, you know. But at the end of the day, I got into a private hospital, a completely private. I was the only woman birthing in this entire birthing. It was a maternity center. I was the only woman birthing there. I was treated like royalty. I had my own suite. I had my own birthing room. I had my own doula assigned to me. I had my own doctor assigned to me. I was in heaven. I had the best birthing experience that I could ever explain to anyone. I had a normal, natural birth, no painkillers, no epidurals, nothing, normal delivery. I didn't even need stitches afterwards. It was that smooth and that good that, you know, a lot of things led up to that as well. I'll maybe get into that in another video, but that is what I chose at the end of the day to provide my child. That is what I want, the experience I wanted her to come into this world with, you know. I had music playing in the background. I had dim lighting. You know, I was laying in the bath. You know, I was relaxed. She was, you know, relaxed when she came out. Everything went smoothly and greatly and wonderfully. But that wouldn't have happened if I went the other route, the government hospital route, the free route, or the cheaper route, or the best route, you know, according to what other people would say. So yeah, the thing you need to really understand is that this is literally going to change your life. This is literally going to change your life. You are going to wake up every single day from the moment you give birth with a baby to take care of. Literally. This is not a joke. This is not something you can just think, oh, it's not a big deal. It is a big deal, especially if you're going to be a single mother, you know. And sometimes you think, oh, well, you know, her dad is around. His dad is going to be around. Yes, he's going to be around. To what extent? Her dad is around, but I'm a single mother. I take care of her every single day by myself. I have to wash her, I have to feed her, I have to clothe her, I have to buy her clothes and toiletries and food and everything every single day. I have to sit with her, I have to play with her, I have to take care of her. In the evenings, I have to do her nighttime routine. I have to bath her, I have to feed her, I have to put her to bed. When she wakes up, I need to feed her, I need to take her to the bathroom. Now that she's potty trained, you know, it's a bit easier. I don't need to deal with diapers anymore, thank God. But these are the things you're going to have to do all by yourself. And if you're also going to have to sort out your own income, if you are going to have your own business or work a job or something, you are going to need some type of help. You cannot be doing this alone. I've been doing this alone from day one, and I can tell you it is difficult. It is not easy. You need to be disciplined. You need to have... it's going to take everything that you have, and you need to take care of yourself as well to make sure that you don't go crazy. Okay? So you need to understand that this is going to change your life. You are not going to be able to lay in bed until 10 o'clock in the morning anymore and, you know, watch Netflix or whatever it is that you do, because you're going to have a little one to take care of. When she wakes up at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, shouting and screaming, wanting milk or this or that, you're going to have to wake up no matter how tired you are. You're going to have to wake up. And it's not going to be a struggle. For me, it wasn't a struggle where I had to do these things. I love doing these things because I love her. But in the beginning, it's going to take a lot of you, and you need to be prepared for that. Okay? Next thing is that you have free will. You have free will. You can do what you want. You don't need to listen to anyone. You don't need to listen to your mom or your dad or your brother or your sister or your friends or your church or your neighbors or no one. No one can tell you what to do with your life. You've got free will. If you want to choose to have an abortion, you do that. If you want to choose to have your baby, you do that. If you want to choose to give your baby up for adoption, you do that. But at the end of the day, you need to be doing what is going to be in the best interest of this child. Stop thinking about yourself for a second and put this child first, because that's all you've been doing up until now is thinking about yourself. And rightly so, because you didn't have another human being to be responsible for. But now you are going to be thinking for this little child as well. Okay, so what is going to be best for this child? What is going to give this child the best quality of life at the end of the day? Because it's no point you have this baby, but then you don't have food. This child doesn't have clothes. This child doesn't have diapers. This child is malnourished because you don't have proper food to give her or him. This child is neglected because you have to work 3 jobs. You're a single mother. Your child is left with this neighbor on Monday and that neighbor on Tuesday and grandma on Wednesday. The dad is drinking. He doesn't pay child support. Is this the kind of life that you want this child to live? And it's irresponsible for you to be doing this to the child, knowing this before you even bring this child into the world. You know that this is the life this child is going to live. And don't tell me about, oh, things can change and I can change and he can change. Everybody can change. Great. Well, you should be changing right now then. Don't be waiting for 2 years, the child is now 3 years, and now you want to change. Nothing is going to change, and you can't expect a next person to change. The only person you can change is yourself. So if you are expecting him to stop drinking and to stop doing whatever he's doing and to stop wasting money and to stop going out and start being there for his kid, he's not going to do that unless he wants to. And you can't force anyone to do anything they don't want to do. Okay, so please just understand that before you get yourself into false hopes and getting your hopes up for something that's not going to happen. That others are going to judge you. Others are going to criticize you. You're a single mother, whatever it is, you're pregnant, you're unmarried, everyone is going to have an opinion on you. And you should know that so that you can be unbothered about it, that you cannot care about it. The minute you start caring and start accepting the opinions that others have of you, accepting their judgments, wanting to know what they think. The minute you do that, you give your power away, number one. Number two is that you fall into the trap of doing what you think are going to make others happy. You become a people pleaser. And thirdly, you're not going to be listening to your own intuition and doing what you want. So stop allowing others' opinions and judgments and criticism to influence your life and what you want for your life. The next thing I can advise you to do is have an objective party involved that can give you unbiased advice and that can help you navigate all of your emotions, all of your situation. The entire thing is a major thing to handle. So have an objective party available to you that can help you with this. In my case, therapy. I had a therapist available to me to help me, to guide me, to talk to, and the great thing with a therapist is that you pay them to be there and to give you unbiased advice, to give you the best advice that's going to suit you and serve you to the best way that it can. And that's what you need. That is what you want. The next thing is, please do not criticize and do not judge and do not hate on yourself. We all make mistakes. Yes, your child was unplanned, your pregnancy was unplanned, and now you feel like a failure. Now you feel like a loser. You never thought that you would be an unmarried mother. You never thought that you would be unmarried and pregnant and your entire life would be crashing down on you. Now you have to quit school. Now you have to quit, find a job. Now you have to do all of these things and you feel like a failure. You feel like a loser. You feel like you're never going to achieve your hopes and dreams, and everything that you wanted for your life is now burnt down to ashes. And that is just not the case. You can still fulfill your life's purpose, all of your goals, all of your dreams. You can still do everything with a child. It doesn't mean because you have a child now, that you are a mother now, everything else falls away. You are still you. You still have your own hopes and dreams and goals that you want to achieve, and you can still do that. It's just going to take a little more resourcefulness now. You're just going to have to balance a little more balls in the air now. You're just going to have to be more focused and more tunnel vision. Okay, there's no room for distractions now, because now you've got the ultimate distraction. Okay, so just think about that for a second. Your life is not ruined, and there's no reason for you to hate on yourself or criticize or judge yourself. Okay, we all do things, or sometimes things happen to us and we don't know why. These are for our learnings. We're either going to learn from it and grow from it, or we're going to evolve from it, or we're going to learn a specific lesson. This is why we have things and why we experience things. It's all for us. It's all for our growth and for our higher and best selves to emerge. The next thing is to take responsibility for what you attract. I know that it's not going to be easy for you to understand that. I didn't attract this. How did I attract this? You did attract this. Everything that happens in our lives, good and bad, we attracted it. And when you can understand that, and when you can take responsibility for that, you stop becoming a victim and you become empowered, because now you know that for next time, I need to be aware of what I'm attracting, firstly, and secondly, I can use this to my advantage. What is it that I need to do moving forward that's going to benefit me and benefit my life from the situation? Okay, so empower yourself. Stop making yourself a victim. Stop being a victim. Stop allowing yourself to feel like a victim, and rise above that. Okay, transcend that emotion of being so helpless and just rise above it and become more empowered by the entire situation. This is the other thing. Don't be ashamed of yourself. Now you're going to be ashamed of yourself. You're going to hang your head low. You're going to feel bad about yourself. Oh, I'm an unmarried pregnant woman, and what's the world going to think of me, and my church has shunned me and all of this stuff. Forget about it. It doesn't matter. Stop being ashamed of your life and stop being ashamed of yourself. Because when you live in that shame and in that low frequency, that low vibration of shame, you cannot feel love, joy, passion. You cannot feel these things because you're too busy feeling shameful. You're too busy feeling bad about yourself, when there's actually, you cannot feel shame forever. You can feel shame for now. Feel it. Understand what it means to feel shame. Feel the shame. It's okay, but then move on. Move past it. Don't allow that feeling of shame to trap you for the rest of your life, and to trap you from feeling happiness and joy and enjoying the experience of being pregnant. Enjoy the experience of having a child, or enjoy the experience of not being pregnant and not having the child. You know, whatever route you decide to take for yourself, let go of that shame. Feel that feeling until it no longer needs to be felt. Okay, does that make sense? Allow yourself to feel that feeling until the feeling no longer requires to be felt. Don't suppress your feelings, but make sure that you work through those feelings enough that it doesn't trap you anymore, that it doesn't hold you hostage anymore. Lastly, you need to prepare for whatever decision you are going to make. If you are going to abort, you need to prepare for it. Do your research, see what it entails, know what you need to be aware of, whatever it is. If you're going to be having the child, there's even more research for you to be done. Read books, watch movies, watch documentaries, watch other people and their experiences. Find out about the hospitals, birthing procedures, birthing methods. There is a lot of research for you to be done, and things that you need to consider when you are going to be having a baby. And you need to be doing that research for yourself. Don't allow others to tell you what to expect and what to do and how to do this and how to do that. No, do your own research and follow your own intuition. That's the best advice I can give you. You can listen to people and their horror stories all day long, and then you're going to get there at the end of the road and have your mind filled with all of these horror stories, instead of empowering yourself, using this time, 9 months, 8 months, 7 months, however many months you have left, to empower yourself, uplift yourself, get yourself ready, raise your vibration, raise your frequency, so that you can be in the best possible state when you are birthing this child into the world. Okay, so I want you to consider all of that. I want you to remember all of that. And Be kind to yourself, love yourself, appreciate yourself. Everything that's happening is for a reason, okay? And you are not alone. You are not alone. There are many people that are going through the same thing. I went through the same thing. I went through so much in my pregnancy. You know, my parents even staged a kidnapping when I was 3 months pregnant. They hired people to kidnap me. And I'll probably share that story in another story time. But yeah, I had terrible experiences in my pregnancy, and I also had wonderful experiences. And my birthing experience itself was so wonderful and so magical, and so it was just the best experience I've ever had yet in my life. And I'm so glad that no matter the challenges and the adversity and everything that I went through, I came out stronger on the other side. And my bond with my daughter is unbreakable, no matter what. And I'm so thankful for that. So anyway, she's getting a bit tired now, and I need to put her down for a nap. So I'll speak to you guys later. Thank you. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love you and I appreciate you so much. And I'll see you next time. Bye.